Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God Chapter 369, Season 2, Episode 289. Yeah, that's right. Either way, let's discuss this one. Sorry, my voice is a little bit hoarse. I wasn't feeling good enough to record yesterday. Still not feeling great, but I'm feeling good enough to record, so let's go ahead and talk about this one. So, starting from the beginning, and this chapter was mostly just the Jeok versus Asensio fight, but I actually quite like that. I like seeing somebody other than Baam getting a 1v1 fight and having it get some focus. I like that. So I've got no big complaints. And this piece of hair is bugging me. It fell out and it's all sticking out and looking weird. Either way, starting at the beginning. So Jeok tells the giant rock thingy, whose name I always forget, and the sworn enemies to go after Misheni's group. The sworn enemies don't care though, because of course none of them are their targets or whatever. But basically, we learned that Jeok, wherever they are, he can't actually borrow Zahard's power or alter the data there. For whatever reason, whatever stage that is, he can't actually use his powers in that way, the big breeder powers. But he is still a strong data, whatever he is, data copy of a data person, really. So he transforms into a more bestial state, and he's got a ridiculously powerful spear. It's a really cool, some great fight panels between him and Asensio. And he actually says that, or he kind of leads us to believe that he became a big breeder out of hate for the Kun family, because he says, I've been waiting to attack you. I became a big breeder because I was sick of seeing those spears of yours and I wanted to take you down. So he does seem to have some sort of antipathy toward the Kun family. Cutting over to Team Misheni to see what they're doing. They're fighting the boss of the area, which are these giant needle things. Boro is madly happy because he's facing enemies that are basically weapons, so he's pretty much invincible against them. But I just kind of wish he was like the original Boro in moments like these, so we could do something cool. Because remember the original Boro, he goes up against a swordsman and he's like cool, calm, completely wrecks the dude, and is like really, again, cool, I guess, and I really liked the character, and now he's nothing like that whatsoever. I get that it was funny, but I just am disappointed whenever something like that happens, and I remember how cool Boro used to be. But either way, jumping straight back from that to Asensio, and of course the rock monster is behind Team Misheni. But Asensio is just dodging the attacks and observing what Jeok is doing. He says that Jeok's style is actually similar to his family's. This is what he's been noticing throughout this. And then he starts to activate his own power. He breaks sort of the ends that are holding the blades to his spear off, and the blades stay floating there via Shinsu, and he says that, this is his spear, too fast to be observed. Kisaya then says, that is Asensio, I know of him, and gives us some backstory of who Asensio grew up to be, which is really cool. That apparently, once he finished climbing the tower, Asensio became a high ranker and the leader of his own faction within the Kun family, and that's really freaking cool, because I like Asensio, but to say he got to be a high ranker, that's awesome. So I'm really, really happy about that. And that he's got enough of a backing behind him, really, that Kiseya's heard of him, we've seen Agaro Agnes has heard of him, and they can recognize him from just his appearance. So that's really cool that he got to be that famous, and we're just seeing the young version of him here. So I wonder what the older version of him is like. It's really cool, because a lot of the people we've seen that are cool here, we've already seen their outside versions. But it's obviously different for Edwan and Zahard, but it's different especially on a smaller scale for somebody like Asensio, which I think is cooler because we've already known a lot about people like Zahard and Edwan. But either way, it's the flying fish spear skill, and he uses that pretty much. He uses the Shinsu to make the blades fly around as he swings the handle. And it reminds me a lot of, remember when Hatsu used to use the sword that flies higher than any other? It reminds me of that, Hatsu's original swordsmanship. But we had a lot of other great fight panels come from that, and then Asensio hits Aqua Slash to pretty much end the fight. Jeok says that he learned to fight from the Kun family, and he seems to have a grudge against the Kun family because he brings up, all you people view us that aren't from the pure bloodline as people who were just monsters anyway, so why shouldn't I make my data version look like this, or my data avatar look like this? So that makes me think that he must be from a Kun family branch. If he knows the Kun family spearsmanship, but he has this grudge against the main branch and stuff, then it seems to me like he might be a branch family, Kun family member. So that's really cool as well. We have a connection with Jeok here. A connection that I wasn't expecting, especially. But he starts charging up Shinsu when Machete comes back, and we have these great comedy panels that I loved of Machete just being like, oh, we beat the rock thing, and we beat the quest boss. I thought that was really funny. And how everyone like, it was like Boro, Sachi, Hakni, and Batis all thinking she's definitely an older sister. To me, she's stronger. She's an older sister. I love that. She's like everyone's older sister, even though she's a kid. In a sense, I love Asensio's character, where he is this important outside of the tower and stuff, but this young version of him is like bowing and freaking out whenever he's around Machete or Edwan. So I really like Asensio. What else happened? Machete then one-shots Jeok, says Akardi will be joining them on the next stage, and Zahard hears what happened from Huang and says that he's not chasing after him, he's just going to wait for them to come to him. Then some blog info before I get into some general thoughts that didn't fit anywhere else. In the blog, Siu says that Machete and Asensio will be appearing later. He says that he doesn't like Asensio's skill because it's hard to draw. He said similar things to Yeon because, of course, anyone who's tried to draw anything, flames are a bitch to draw. So, of course, he doesn't like Yeon's ability. Says that there were going to be some more quest stories, but he ended up dropping those because he just wanted to progress with stuff, and that we're going to get some of Baam's training next week. Sometimes when he said next week, it doesn't necessarily mean next week because he's chapters and chapters ahead with writing, but I'm pretty sure we can expect, probably, unless he forgot something, it'll be next week that we get whatever chapter has Baam training. So that's going to be good. We're going to get more progress there. He also says that Zahard has great survival skills from being an adventurer, just general skills an adventurer needs. And he also said he's going to have some battle scenes for characters one by one, and I am very, very happy about that. I'm kind of sad that he dropped some quest stories to progress the story, because I think we need more of that side stuff to build up the characters, but I am happy that we're having some 1v1 fights that hopefully aren't just Baam, because we need that. We need characters getting their own 1v1 fights and getting attention placed on them. I love when we have chapters like that. So I'm happy for that. So, some general thoughts I had. This episode was mostly the one fight, like I said, but I loved that. I loved seeing, again, somebody other than Baam get a 1v1 fight, especially a character, Asensio, that hasn't been around for long, but I've come to like him a lot really quickly. Asensio was just a great character to me. Like I said, I love the way he reacts to Edwan and Machete, despite being really cool himself. And I love little Machete so much, too. It's great. I would love if Baam's group goes and meets up with the real Machete later on, and of course we know the real Machete is kind of antagonistic towards them, kind of. I'd love if they just met up with him, and Sachi, Boro, Hakni, whoever's still with him at the time, they're like, it's our older sister. I would love that. So yeah, that was great, and I'm really excited for the 1v1 fights, and really excited for Baam's training next week. So, yeah, overall I really enjoyed it, and I like a ton of what's going on. Not sure what to give it, but I ended up coming up with 8.75. I guess I'm going to give it 8.75 flying fish out of 10. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Sorry this is a little bit late. When I say subscribe already, follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there or talk to you there. And if you want a link to the Discord server to talk to me and more of us there, then just ask and I can give you a link to the Discord. But that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.